Hey my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Tori, and by the subscription below you already know what I'm about to do. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So guys, in today's video I'll be sharing my testimony of a new job and how God provided for me. So yeah, it's gonna be a long one, but I just hope that this really encouraged someone and this really touched someone's heart, because I know that it can be hard when you're waiting on the Lord for something. And not only that, but when you're waiting and you're just not seeing it come to pass, like, or you're not seeing what you're waiting on coming true, how it can be hard and can be challenging. So I'm just here to encourage you to just wait upon the Lord. Wait upon the Lord, like the Lord will never forsake you and he will never leave you. So I'm just going to start off from my school and just from my school go into everything. So first and foremost, I'm going to start from my job. So when I came to Canada 2022, I got a job in a hotel and it was going good at the first time. Like, I feel like everything was going good. Everything was going great. For me, it was my first time working in a hotel, even though I literally went to school back home for it, but it was like my first time coming to work in a hotel. So like most of it was really challenging and it was really hard on my body when I first started off. And don't get me wrong, this is something that I love to do because I love cleaning, I love doing all these things, but like it was just a lot. So fast forward to last year. So last year, because like I wanted to go back to school, because first and foremost, hotel job is not something that I wanted to do all of my life, and it's not something that I wanted to do for the rest of my life either, because it can get a lot on your body. And not because of that, like, I'm young, like, why not go back to school? So yeah, when I first came to Canada, I wanted to go to school, and like I was saying that, you know what, let me just work and then go back to school. Okay, fast forward to 2023, last year, 2024, I applied for school. It wasn't going through, like, it was like delaying and all these things, and I was like sitting there and like questioning the Lord. I was like, God, like, I really want to go to school because this is just a career that I don't see myself doing the rest of my life, right? So I go to school. I went to school for personal support worker. I'm telling you, it was good. I was doing good in school. I was doing good overall, like with my schoolwork, assignment. It was rough, but like I pushed through even though it was hard. So the ending of 2020, like, even when I was going to school, I wasn't getting shift in my housekeeping job because like I would be at school, or the days that I would just put that I'm not available to work, because going to school, listen, you have to put in your work, you have to study your book, you have to put in that, because like you don't want to go to school and not, like, what's the sense? So for me, it was really hard for me to get shifts because like my days that I was available, and for me, I wanted to go to church. Church was my biggest thing, to be honest, on my mind. Like, without Jesus, we're nothing. So for me, I wanted Jesus to be number one in my life overall. So it was really challenging. I realized that I wasn't getting shift. And just listen, guys, it was really hard. When I said hard, I moved from having money to not having nothing at all. And it was really frustrated, but I continue to trust the Lord. And I'm telling you, I have days when I cried. I have days when I wanted to just give up on life, because I was like, I don't know. I was so close to like go back home, because I just don't know. Like, listen, I have so many bills to pay. I have my insurance. I have all these bills, but no money is coming in. Some days I will get paid and I will get just like $100 for pay, and that, if you're in Canada, like, what $100 can buy in Canada? Like, literally nothing. Or maybe you can just contribute to some things. And I have all these bills to pay, and I'm telling you guys, I reached the point where at one point I was so frustrated. Like, I literally was telling the Lord that I was disappointed at myself. I was disappointed in Him because, like, it's like I think it's in Deuteronomy where it was talking about the Israelites when they said that they were. I have to look back for the scripture, but I felt like I was in a season where I've been in this way too long. I just needed a breakthrough, and I feel like I just couldn't get a breakthrough no matter what I'd done or what I do. I feel like it was just so hard. So yeah, fast forward to last year. I went to school. I finished school. Like, I went to school, do everything, and did placement. It was getting down to now my exam where I have to sit the NACA, personal support worker. You do the exam. And guys, I'm telling you that, like, I did that exam like 3 times and I failed it just like that. And that was when my world was literally collapsing. Like, it came like a crushing when I was home. I was frustrated. At one point, I feel like I was even losing my mind because I know I start questioning the Lord, like, God, like, after all this, I put in my all into this. I put in my all into going to school. I'm putting in my all because I want to better myself. I put my all into it, and I have sleepless night doing assignments. I have, like, at one point, my finger even broke and I was on placement. And they wanted to stop me from coming to placement, and I pushed. Like, I was feeling so much pain, like I was in intense pain, and I pushed through, and I was like, no, I'm gonna push. And even with my friends, it was like, no, Tori, you can't come this far to give up. When I did all 3 NAC exam, I failed them. The last one I did, I got 60, and I want 4 marks, because you have to get like 65. I need 5 more marks to pass that exam. I'm telling you guys, it was the worst thing ever. It was the worst thing ever happened to me. Like I just don't know. It was just the worst. After failing that, like, I tried, like, I pushed because I was like, there must be a way. So I remember calling one of my friends at the time. She was in England, and she told me to go to my school and to talk to this lady. Lo and behold, I went to my school and I talked to the lady. She was like, okay, come back on Monday. We can do something about it. Guys, listen, I had faith. Like, backtrack. When I got the results, like, I wasn't worried because I felt like there was a way. Like, I felt like I was like, God could do something about this. I went to school, and then I got that answer, and I was like, okay, thank you, Jesus. He told me to come back on a Monday. When I went back to school the Monday and I was talking to them, listen, that's when my world literally crashed. Like, crash. So I went there and I was talking to them, and then they were telling me that they can't do anything about it because I did all 3 tries, and it's not about them, it's about the NAC. Listen, I was like, okay. I was feeling disappointed, but I was like, you know what? I'm still going to push it. I go to the test where I text the board, the NAC board, like the NAC place, whatever that is. I went there and I was like, isn't it possible for you guys to really check back over my result? Because, like, it could be a mistake. And it was like, no, like, we don't need to check anything. It's a computer market, and, like, the answer is already in the computer, so there's nothing to be checked. I was still pushing it. I went to the point where I reached out to my teacher. I didn't get back. Like, I went to the point where I sent her a message saying that if she could write to the board, because my transcript is really good. Like, I would say I was both A and B student, but, like, my transcript was really good. So I was like, if my teacher reached out to these people, then maybe I could get a chance. It didn't work out, and I'm telling you, like, no is a point where I said to myself, like, where do I go from here? Like, where do I start? What should I do? Like, I was just going through the motion. Like, it's like my world was collapsing. So in my mind, I was like, you know what, Tori, at this point, you just literally have to just go back full time at the job that you were. Don't get me wrong, it's not like I didn't want to go back to the job, but as I said, like, housekeeping is not something that I wanted to do all my entire life. So yeah, I was there and I was thinking about it, and I was like, because even my mom, she was like, why don't you just talk to your manager and telling her that, hey, you're going to come back full time? And I was like iffing about it because, like, you know, and I was coming to the sense of going back there, but I was like, you know what, no, I'm going to continue to push. So lo and behold, it was one day I was like scrolling across TikTok. I was on TikTok. No, before that, I was like, for the entire week, I was like, I felt like I was in depression mood for the entire week, guys. I could not read my Bible. I could not pray. I could not speak to the Lord. How bad it was. Like, I was just my mom would leave me in the bed, go to work, and then she would come back and see me again. Like, haven't you moved? Like, I'm not saying I didn't get out of bed, but like, I was mostly in bed on my phone, scrolling through TikTok, like, not eating that much and all these things. And I remembered, like, my aunt was telling my mom about this prayer line that they had in Jamaica and said that I should join it. Actually, I did went on it the Friday, and that's how I literally get, like, I feel like I could just get back up into my routine after going on the prayer line and just hearing those testimony of how God come true for them and all these things. Okay, after that, like, I was scrolling across TikTok, like, the week before, like the Monday in the same week when I was feeling depressed, like, I was on TikTok and I was like, this girl, she was talking about a specific company, like PSW job, and I was like, sometimes I don't really try things like this because, like, I don't know if they're legit. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna give it a try. I gave it a try, and trust me, like, when I was working at the hotel, like, I used to apply for a job every single day. And sorry, I will get back. Oh, I'm sorry, but we're not moving forward with you. Like, no job that I applied for accepted me while I was going to school, while I needed a job, right? So I was, honestly, I get to the point where I just telling myself, like, I'm not going to apply for no more job because this is not working out. Like, I done every single thing that I could do. So I don't know. Sometimes I was even thinking, like, is my resume is a problem? What is the problem? Because I just don't get it. So yeah, I was there and I applied for one job that time. And I'm telling you guys, after I end the prayer line, I got a call from one of the jobs saying, hey, is this Tori'z? Can I speak to Tori'z and Marshall? And I was like, this is Tori'z. And it was like, I see that you apply for housekeeping in a home, and we just want to tell you that we're moving forward with you, so you have an interview next week, Tuesday. Like, guys, I literally felt so good because I was like, listen, it's not the first time I apply for a job, housekeeping job in a home or a hospital, and they will just text me back and tell me that they're not moving forward with me, literally. I was there and I was like, okay, no problem. So going to the other week now, so I went on the thing for the interview, and I did interview with 2 persons, and like, this job that I'm telling you about now, I felt like that was a job that I was gonna get, like, that was a job that I was gonna do, because I was like, yeah, I already have certificate in housekeeping, like, why wouldn't they hire me? Like, I was so bold that I would get this job instead of the other job. So now the week I was going, as I said, I was looking on TikTok and I see the job and I applied for it. And like, you know, like when you apply for a job and then you should do all the steps, but you just do half of the step and then you totally forget about it. So yeah, I remember waking up the next day and I got a text reminding me. It was like, okay, Tori, your deadline for the interview is like this, that, because you have to do a visual interview where you only do it by yourself. And I was like, Okay, guys, listen. I was there on it. So I go in there and I put on like a little nice little top and professional top type of shirt. And I went in the interview, and I'm telling you, every question the people that they asked me, I was literally answering. Like it was not making sense. Like I listened back to the voice, like listened back to the thing that I answered. And I was like, Tori, like what on earth is this? Like, if this is how you're gonna answer the question, nobody's gonna hire you, girl. Like, what is this? And I wanted to change it, but I couldn't get to change it. So I was like, you know what? I'll leave it. Like every single question, it was not making sense. Like, listen, it was not making one sense. So after that, I sent it in. When I was going to my bed that night, I was like, you know what? I'm just ticking this off my list because there's no way I'm getting this job. After answering these questions, I'm not even qualified for this. So like the next morning I got up and I checked, because like I have the email on my phone that's just popped up. You don't have to go inside of your email. It just popped up. And I was there and it came like, it just notified me that, hey, we're moving forward. I literally jumped up out of the bed and I was like, what? And he said that I should set up an interview, a phone interview. So I was like, okay, I'll set that up. When I set up that interview, the lady called me. Like, for example, I go on it today, the interview will be tomorrow. So I set it up for tomorrow. She called me, and basically it was like an interview. She was like telling me how much was the pay and how much was the thing and how much was everything. And I was like, okay. And she was like, you have another interview that you have to do. And I was like, wow, like we have 3 interviews now. So I went on the protocols thing that they have online, and the next day it was telling me that the interview would be the Friday. So I did one the Thursday and one the Friday. So when I went on the interview, guys, kid you not, like I set it for 10:30, and like 10:30 come and I was clicking on it, and like the interviewer was there, but none of us could come in the room, and I literally just said purpose. Like I just keep on saying purpose. Then I see the interviewer click on, like it just like she just came in the room like that. When I was in the interview, like I was there and I was answering questions and all these things, and like I was answering based off my experience in a home, like because my placement was in a nursing home, so I was just explaining based on the home, place on the home. And guys, like when I heard the lady said like if you should get this job, when would you be available? And I was like, Monday. And the moment she said that, I was like, I got this job. Like, I got this job. There's no question. I got this job. Listen, I came off the phone with her and all these things. Like, listen, I haven't get a confirmation letter that, hey, congratulations, you got this job. I literally took the phone and I texted my mom and I was like, Mom, I got this job. After that, like 2 minutes, I literally see the confirmation letter came in that congratulations, Tori, you got this job and blah, 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 blah. And we're moving. Yeah, literally just telling me and just have to set up some stuff and sending some document, background check and all these things. And I'm telling you guys, like I ended up got the 2 job, but I had to let go one because like the 2 of them was in the same schedule and the same time frame. So I had to let go one. So guys, I just came on here to like correct something that I did not say in the other video. So I moved from not qualified to qualify. Because listen, if I'm qualified for PSW, no, I'm not. But listen, God literally did that. Because I did not pass the exam, but I got a job in my field. So just to say that literally God can qualify you for anything. Like literally anything. You don't have to have something to be qualified. The Lord himself can qualify you. So yeah, I just want to add that. I'm just sharing this to say that like when we give up on ourselves, like God never give up on us. Like yeah, sometimes we're looking at our situation and we're saying that like, God, we need this job right now, or whatever we're going through, we can't bear it. Like it's just too hard to bear. But God literally never gave up on us. And I'm literally looking on it now. God give me double for my trouble, because for me, I got 2 jobs. like 2 jobs just like that. And this job that I got right now, it literally fits into my schedule with church. So I can be at church, I can go to church. We have a conference coming up in May. I can even go to the conference, and I won't miss church. So I'm looking on this, and I was like, you know what? God give us his best. Like, because sometimes we need something right away, and God is like, no, wait, because what I have to give you is better than what you think you want, because sometimes we want things and we're not looking at the outcome, like, okay, I want this. Is this going to pull me away from Christ? Because sometimes not because something looks good means it's good, right? Because sometimes, let us be honest, sometimes we can get job and it pays well, the money is good, but it's literally pulling us away from God, meaning pulling us away from church. All of a sudden we can't go to church because of our job. And anything that's going to pull us away from God is not of God. So it just I really wanted to share this testimony to encourage someone. If you're seeking a job, or you're in the process of getting a job, and backtrack, I actually got laid off in December, so I was home. I didn't have money, but you know what, I had the joy of the Lord, even though some days it bothers me to say that I don't have money because I can't do what I want to do. I can't really hang out as much as I want because I didn't have money. But God did. I never, even in those times, I never couldn't find, God always come true for me. Inspite, even if it's $100, money would just appear in my account out of nowhere. And I can't say that it wasn't rough, but at the same time, God was always in the midst. And yeah, I just really want to share this testimony to really encourage someone that wait on the Lord. What the Lord have in store for you is way much better than what we think we need. Save us the trouble from busting our brains. Save us the trouble from going into save us so much trouble when we wait on the Lord. So yeah, that is what I really want to share today. Wait upon the Lord. If anything you're waiting on and you're believing the Lord, continue to believe him for it, because it's going to come to pass. It's going to come to pass. It maybe takes years, months, decade. It's once God said it's going to come to pass, it's going to come to pass. So yeah, this is the end of my video, and I hope you all enjoy this, and I hope this encourage you all. So yeah, see you on the next video by the grace of God. Bye.